Thank you for joining me on this two-part Liver Meridian series called Yoga for a Happier You, the first one being Yoga for a Healthy Immune System. In this sequence, we will be helping you restore your liver imbalances by targeting the inner leg, which will aid a smooth, gentle, emotional release, leaving a much happier you. Please do follow me on Indian Yogi Shivani, my YouTube channel, to follow this two-part Liver Meridian series. For now, let's begin the first posture of this sequence. It's very important to know that we are only going to be actually attempting 3 poses in this, and each of these poses you have to be in it for about 7 to 10 minutes. Now for most people this sounds like a very tough one, so we need to use props in this so the body can remain still in these postures very comfortably. The first posture is called Baddha Kon Asana, and for this we need to bring our soles of the feet together. So bringing the soles of the feet together. In Baddha Kon Asana, we have had many options, like we can use a wall, we can use one brick, we can use 2 bricks. You will understand your body type and adjust these props. For now, we've got Raman on this blanket. The reason why we've done that, again, for most of my videos you can cue into sitting on a height, and that's because most of our pelvis as a beginner won't tilt the right way and our spine won't sit up very straight. So this will allow the posture to be well aligned and strong. Before we attempt any posture, it's very important that we have all our alignments in place. So when you're sitting in something like that, the most important thing is to have the spine erect. So with the aid of that blanket, she's going to be able to sit up better, and now she's going to inhale and exhale and fold forward by rounding her back and being comfortable. So coming down without the brick. Now as you can see, for most beginners we are not able to actually get into the posture and have our head touch our feet. So what do we do in something like that? We can actually use a height, and in this case we will be using a yoga brick which will help her feel grounded. So the head on the brick is also going to have a very calming effect on the mind. Raman, you can come back so that she does not tense her neck and shoulders here. So anyone who is also facing sciatica problems or tight neck and shoulders, it's very important to use this prop. Using the brick, using the blanket will aid you to really enjoy this asana very easily. So using this brick, Raman, now put it between your feet, and as she plants that, again feeling strong in the spine, taking a few breaths and then folding forward, she can have her forehead touching this brick very comfortably now. Now it's also easy for her to do this with one height. For a lot of people, they may need a stack of these bricks. Well, with her head resting on this brick, it's important she doesn't tense her neck and shoulders. So the shoulders shouldn't be hiking up to the ears. Make sure they are relaxed. The forehead is nice and relaxed on that brick. Again, a very nice calming effect for the mind. And let gravity work, helping those knees drop down after a few minutes and opening the hip really. When we are working the inner thigh or inner leg here, there's going to be such a release and detoxification of that liver meridian that the blood flow will really increase there, helping you feel so calm with your nervous system feeling in a certain equilibrium. Now, one last tip in Baddha Kon Asana, apart from using the brick or any of these heights, is that, sorry Raman, just a second. Yeah. So if we move this and just understand that the closer the feet are to the body, this posture is going to be very intense. So other than just using a height, what you can also do is move your feet away from the body and be very comfortable. So let's try that now. Again, make sure that you are attempting to stay in this for 7 to 10 minutes. So 7 to 10 minutes, your breath cycles have to be very smooth, your exhalations have to be lengthened, and you have to have a bit of a yin meditative approach to this Baddha Kon Asana. So with your eyes closed, enjoying the posture, inhale and exhale, and finally come into Baddha Kon Asana to stay in it for a few minutes. That's it. And now Just remember that before you move on to the second posture, you come out of this very smoothly and gently so that there is no jerk in the back. 8 to 10 minutes. Please make sure you try at least starting with 4 to 5 minutes and build this practice up to 10 minutes for the first posture. Let's move on to our second posture. So you've come into the second pose of this sequence. I have said it earlier as well, we are only doing 3 poses in this sequence, but the aim is to hold it and be still in it for much longer. So there's a lot of deep release of the tension that's held in the inner legs, which will release not only your anxiety but also make you feel like the nervous system has come into some form of an equilibrium. So Upavishta Konasana again for most people is going to be about not really reaching forward and being able to touch the floor. And that's all right. The aim is not to make these asanas the most intense or competitive versions of it. The idea is to adjust and modify them for what really works for you. Now, the important thing in Upavishta Konasana is to make sure that the upper thigh is pressing down and your toes are moving into the body, so the leg is nicely active. She's again sitting on a height which you'll hear in most of my sequences because these are restorative sequences as well. The problem with most people is that they sort of crumble into their posture and their chest shuts off. So the height that's given under your hip will help you bring your spine erect, as I've already said it. So cue into these things constantly with the next few sequences as well. Now for the legs being nice and wide, your toes being flexed, the upper thigh pressing down, she's now going to use a few breaths to prepare herself, lengthen the spine, lengthen the exhalation, close your eyes. 7 to 10 minutes is a long time, and then slowly fold forward, trying to touch your elbows anywhere on that mat. So inhale and exhale, Raman, and see if you can come onto the floor. And again, that's okay. So maybe someone's lower back stops them, maybe someone's hamstring stops them, maybe some tight neck and your shoulders will also come in the way. That's fine. So I'm going to help modify this. Now, if you're getting stuck somewhere here again in an asana like this, let's use some height, let's use a brick. So Raman, why don't you come back up and attempt this now with a brick and see how relaxed you are so that we can stay in it for long. Otherwise, she's not going to be able to hang like this. It's going to be in fact more tensing for your body and your muscles to be hanging like that. So definitely use a prop where we can relax. It can be a stack or even folded towels so that the head gets a nice cushioning or your forehead gets a nice cushioning. Breathing and diving deep into your practice. Exhale, hold your belly in and slowly pressing your upper thighs down, bringing your toes in, making sure the toes don't flop out. Exhale and bring the forehead where it's comfortable. See if you want to relax, you can even hold your legs, you can relax them on the floor, but make sure that this part of the body is not tensed. Deepen the practice, stay in this still posture. Again, yin meditative approach means working with actually making your breath cycles very, very smooth and comfortable. The way to come out of this posture again is to make sure you don't jerk in it. So slowly, just move your body up back into the posture, keeping your eyes closed and enjoying the vibrations of Upavishta Konasana. So we've come to the third and final posture, and because it's a yin approach, we have to remain still and very comfortable in these postures. The third one is a variation of the happy baby pose for a lot of people whose hips are very tight. But because we are working with the release of the inner leg to feel more happy, and that's why yoga for a happier you, we are going to show you the version which is a modified version to the main pose. So the happy baby pose, we have Raman very comfortably on the blanket with her neck resting well. So a folded towel under the neck will make sure that it doesn't wobble here and there. And then slowly bend your knees towards the chest. And then bring your arms from the inside, trying to grab the soles of the feet. So now for Raman, maybe it's easy to grab the soles of the feet, but not for everybody else. That's how I'm going to show you the modification. And that is okay. You can hold on to your ankles, you can hold on to your inner thigh as well, and then slowly lift your feet up with your knees moving more towards the floor and not towards the chest, and lifting it up nicely, opening up and lifting if possible even more. And then slowly with each exhalation, because we're going to try and be here for a long time, you can again shut your eyes or close your eyes and then bring the knees down with each exhalation towards the floor. And this is going to be such a beautiful release of the hip in this one. Hold on to it, be slow, and of course be gentle with yourself and something like that. Now if you can't do this, then I will give you another variation of this, which is the half happy baby pose with a belt. So Raman, you can release this, and we are going to move into one leg bent and the other leg or the other knee towards the chest. So bring your left knee towards the chest and then loop that belt around the foot. And once she has that loop nice and comfortable, the aim is to make sure that this knee is not moving out. So keep it nice and grounded, the feet pressing in. The elbows, try and open it up so that the chest feels nice and open. And then again lift your foot up and then hold on to this belt with one hand. Hold. Yeah. Press your palm on the side of your body. Press the palm. That's it. And then bring the knee outwards to get the same release, but it will be one at a time. So you can release the left side and then the right side as well. Breathing into it, taking your time. And this is actually a very easy variation to the full happy baby pose. And this variation will be good for anyone who's facing sciatica problems or knee problems or tight hip problem. But it will do the trick for you to detox your liver meridian and feel very relaxed. Make sure that you don't leave out the other side. The same thing that you have to do is the shoulders feeling nice and grounded, and take a padding under your neck also for the other side. So you've now finished the 3 postures of the sequence, and why don't you try this at least a few times and write to me, let me know if you actually felt happy and relaxed. But just cue into one thing, these 3 postures actually need you to be in it for a few minutes each, most importantly focusing on your breath. So I'm going to keep saying that if you want to feel light and happy, your postures have to be relaxed, they have to be comfortable, and there has to be a restorative approach where you use props. Hope it helps you.